Going live. Hello and good evening and welcome to you all. Hello, if anyone is here. I'm 2 minutes early. Yesterday I was 30 minutes early, and then of course I was rudely interrupted, and that was the end of that. So that was the end of the show. So I do apologize for my interruptions yesterday, which were I could have gone on for another 2 hours easily peasily, but sadly didn't. But anyway, I'm here now, and I think one person has checked in. Keely says good evening. Good evening to you, Keely. Hello, Keely. As you can see, there is light in the background. It's not dark. There we go. The change in the hour. Spooky Boo says hello from Bratislava. Jen Wilson says hello. Stevie D says evening, everyone. Paulie Gaultier, good evening. How's your day been? You've had a wonderful lunch in the Ivy. You had classic fish and chips. Which Ivy did you go to? There's lots of Ivies now. They're everywhere. The Ivy Chelsea, perhaps, or somewhere else. Or the Ivy in Covent Garden. I don't know. The one in Liverpool. That's where you went. Okay, there's an Ivy in Liverpool. Right. Hello to Expialidocious, Celia, Holly, Eva, and Katrina. Hello. I think I may have missed someone. Charwan. Hello, Charwan. There we go. So hello and good evening. And before we begin the program, thank you very much. And I'm very sorry that I had to cut my show program short last night, but we were having a great time last night, and it's a great shame to have not been able to carry on. But there we are. So it can't be helped, can it? So I will soon be back in England, and then I'm thinking of going to America. That's where I want to go. I want to go to England, Scotland, America. That's where I want to go next. So that's on my agenda. I will be going to those places, I think, in that order. That is the order of travel. So, right. I'm in orange today. Yes, I'm in tangerine, the Bernard Weverall number, the Bernard Weverall shirt, the Bernard Weverall jumper. Yes, there we go. I do not get paid by Bernard Weverall. I have nothing to do with them. I don't even know a single person at that company, but I wish I did, because the amount of clothes I've got from them, and I've got loads of them actually still in storage that haven't even been opened. It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? Men don't buy clothes and put them in storage. That's just mad. This lighting is looking a little bit weird. I don't know what the lighting is doing, but it's very, very odd. Ooh. I don't know where to put the lighting, because the lighting, that's better perhaps. Because no, that's not better, that's worse. Right. Anyway, I do apologize about the lighting, because it makes me look like a bloody ghost. Absolutely ridiculous. Right. Has so-and-so, well, we won't go there. We've had a lovely lunch today, but with our lovely friends, and that's been very nice. Roast lamb, and I made a prawn cocktail. I love making a prawn cocktail. Whether other people approved of it, I don't know. But it was very good. Dracula is back. Yes, precisely. Ooh. Precisely, bit of Dracula. Yes. Well, El Loco, I could not possibly comment. There you go. Probably gives you the answer that you actually need to know. Keely loves a prawn cocktail. There we are. Prawn cocktail in a wine glass. Yes, it should be. A martini glass is quite a nice option too. We didn't have any of those, so sadly. But no, the way I served it was in a coupe, as they called, an ice cream glass. So ice cream it worked perfectly for the occasion. And it was enjoyed by 3 out of the 4 guests, most definitely, because they actually ate all of it. But the 4th person didn't. But there we are. Right. Do you like lamb's lettuce or iceberg? Well, the only thing they had here was the iceberg, so I had to have the iceberg. So there we are. Never mind, it doesn't matter. It was perfectly nice. Bit of spice. The only thing it was lacking was a bit of brandy. My friend Rex the Sex, who used to own Foxtrot Oscar, Rex Leyland, Rex the Sex on Twitter, do follow him. Mr. Rex the Sex, who lives on a boat on the Thames, he said, spice it up with a bit of brandy. I didn't have the brandy, and that was a very unfortunate thing that we didn't have to add to the mix. But if I'd put in a bit of whiskey, it would have been a bit sharp. So sadly, not in that case. So there we go. So next time you're making a prawn cocktail, think about throwing in a bit of brandy. There you go. There's a tip for the day. A tip of the day. Right. You got to lace it precisely. AJ Coleman, I totally agree with you. You got to lace it with something. It's like any recipe, gravy, add a bit of red wine. Always. If you're making gravy, red wine, it has to go in. Use up the leftover red wine. Most people don't have leftover red wine, but we had a bit because I'd forgotten about a bit. And it was perfect in the gravy. It made a lovely gravy. When you're making a sorbet, always put in a bit of gin. It will make it win. It will always be a success if you put a bit of gin in your sorbet. Always add a little bit of spice to make something nice. Worcester sauce, Tabasco, bit of paprika. Spice makes everything nice. That's how it works in life. I've never ever had a meal where you haven't had to spice it up, because I can't stand bland, boring food. It is so dull. I'm not in prison. I'm not Julia Wandell. I do not need to be fed on dumplings like she wants. I like to have a bit of spice. I love a curry. Oh, yes, a curry, a spice. And that's what I really missed from England right now. I'd love right now to have a curry. I'd so love to have a curry. And there's nowhere to go for a curry around here. And as for the Chinese food around here, oh my God, it's dreadful. It's like dog food. It's absolutely disgusting. I couldn't eat the Chinese food around here. Awful. And I love Chinese food as well. I love anything with spice. You've got to have a bit of pleasure in life. You've got to give it a bit of a zoom. But we don't get that here. No, there's none of that going on around here. It's just flat. Awful. Anyway, there is lots of nice food, but it's just not the kind of food that I actually love. I love a bit of spice. And then when I cook, I want to cook with spice, but the other person here won't eat spice, so that's the end of that. That ruins that for me. So no, I can't have a vindaloo. No, that would not be allowed. Yeah, my friend today wanted to have a Bloody Mary, and we sadly didn't have any tomato juice, so unfortunately we couldn't, and we didn't have any horseradish, because they don't seem to have things like that around here. They're a bit odd in that sense. You'd think these people would be a little more sophisticated, but quite frankly, they're a little bit backward in that sense. There we go. Right. All hail to Keith Floyd. I love Keith Lloyd. Keith Lloyd is one of the best. A man who cooks with wine and enjoys life, and he loves a bit of spice. Keith Lloyd will cook in the way that I like to eat, and I love anything to do with Keith Lloyd. So, a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man. Um, there we go. We need some spices. Yes, I do need some spices. I really wish I had some. I've got a bit of paprika and I've got a bit of Tabasco and I've got a bit of Worcester sauce, but that doesn't really spice up the life that much, does it really? No, no. Real people like real spice. And I'm sorry, I love a seriously good curry. And I miss my good curry. And I'd love a curry with rice right now. If I could have that right now, that would be my dream dish this evening. But I can't have it because there's no way of it happening. Anyway, there we are. Yes, a chef with a lot of character. He was that indeed. Yes. So anyway, welcome to you all. There's 68 of you coming into the room already. We're at the beginning of the program, and welcome to you all. And I'm looking a little bit orange with this weird lighting. This lighting is absolutely awful. I don't know what to do about this lighting. The previous lighting was better, but of course that got thrown away. I don't really know how to improve the lighting. The show will not be improved by me moving the light that way, so I'll move it that way. I'm very sorry about the lighting. I look like Donald Trump. In fact, I'm glowing. Yes, I am a bit suntanned, but my jumper doesn't help either. Yeah, I look like the Donald Trump tank top. Yes, okay. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Right. Okay. The lighting is okay, says Celia. Okay. Right. So before we begin with a few questions, a few topics, have any of you any questions for me? Let's begin with a few questions. Let's have a few questions to begin. Okay. I'm positively radiant. Yes. Yes. Well, there we are. Any questions for me? Let's have a few of those. You were glad to see they were turning away people in tracksuits and trainers. Well, I think that's the court case with Madeleine McCann, faker, Julia Wandell, or whatever she's called, on a Sunday. Her little friend who was wearing Crocs, but she wasn't wearing trainers. So there we go. When am I coming to Scotland and where? Well, I don't know. I'm not sure yet, but I'd like to come to Edinburgh. I'd love to come to Edinburgh for a few days, visit Edinburgh. I'd love to go to Iona, and I'd love to go to Altnahara, amongst other places. Maybe Inverness, maybe Glasgow. I could go there as well. I'd love to go to all parts of Scotland. I love Scotland. Scotland is a fabulous place. Have I had a haircut? No haircut, not at all. Are you permanently staying in France? No, I'm leaving France very shortly because I can only stay here 90 days and it's nearly up, so it's time to go. So it's time to go back to England, and that is what I will be doing because obviously, legally, that's what I have to do. But I can then go to the United States of America, which is another place I could go to, perhaps. So maybe I can go and spend a bit of time there. I have a lot of friends in America, so I'd like to go and pay them a visit. I love New York. I love San Francisco, Los Angeles. I've got to visit the Menendez brothers. If there's going to be a resentencing, there will be no bad thing to be there for that. So there's a lot of work to do. It's time to do some work. I don't need to be sitting around doing nothing anymore. I've got to be on the road. I've got to hit the road, Jack, and get my life back because it's a waste of time sitting around having nonsense like this. It's ridiculous. Um, you know, here we are doing these programs, and I get interrupted every night, and that's not correct. And I can't do any more of that. So it's time to get my life back. So I will be going off to first England, probably, because I can stay with some friends in London first, and then I can head to Scotland and then America, and that's what I want to do. That's what I think. I think that's my little plan, but I haven't made the plan. So you're hearing it here first. We'll see what happens. It could be that I could go to Ireland. I'd love to go to Ireland. I've never spent much time in Ireland. I'd like to spend some time there, and I have people who've invited me there. It is time to expand my radar and go and visit San Francisco in the summer. I quite like San Francisco about now, actually. It's about the right time. As for other people, no, I don't know what they're doing. That's their choice. Nottinghamshire. Right, I've never been to Nottingham. Well, I have been to Nottinghamshire. Yes, I've been to Nottingham University. I've stayed there once. I went there with Natalie Imbruglia, the pop singer, and the politician Liam Fox. I spent a weekend with those two in Nottingham University once when I was probably around about 1997. So there you go. Me and Natalie Imbruglia and Liam Fox, amongst others. And Teresa Villiers, she was there as well. She was a very odd person. She wanted to be Margaret Thatcher. I told her she wasn't nearly in the league, but there we go. Anyway, she was a politician for a while, and, well, you know, she was more successful in politics than I was because I didn't want to. I gave up on it. So there we are. Take my fishing rod with me when I travel. Well, that's a good idea. I'd love to take a fishing rod. It would be wonderful to get back into fishing. Yes, as a child, I loved fishing. Yes. My father used to take me fly fishing all the time. We did a bit of coarse fishing, but not much of that. More fly fishing, mostly on rivers. But we did a bit on lakes and a bit of night fishing as well. That was fun. I've done all kinds of fishing. I love fishing. It's lovely. But I haven't done it in years, but maybe I should take it up again. Good idea. Perhaps that's something I should do in 2025. Rejoin the world of fishermen. I wasn't particularly good at it, which is why I probably wasn't that enthusiastic about it. Because when I'm not very good at something, I just kind of steer away and go back to something I'm good at. But why not? My father loves fishing, and he is a brilliant fisherman. He is one of the best fishing people in the world. Him and Charles Jardine. Look up Charles Jardine. Fabulous, fabulous man. A lady called Claire Zambuni, absolutely fabulous fisherwoman. And of course, the wonderful friend of mine, the lovely, lovely Marina Gibson, who was just recently on Radio 4, talking about her life as a fisherwoman, and how she fishes in Newcastle. So we love Marina. Marina is absolutely superb. One of the best fisherwomen in the world. So all hail to Marina. Do buy her book. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember its name because I haven't got it in front of me. But Marina is a lovely fishing woman. Hardy reels. Yes, Hardy make the most wonderful reels. I've had a few of those over the years. My father has hundreds. I don't know where all these fishing reels went of mine, but well, they're probably with my father, but or my mother probably threw them in the bin, but I don't know what happened to them. But anyway, there we go. Stevie D has 30 fishing rods. Well done to you, Stevie D. Have I ever tickled a trout? No, I've never tickled a trout. I know what it is doing that, but never done it. Ooh, well, anyway. Anyway, no, I would say the current inspiration in the world of fishing is Marina Gibson. So there you go. Stevie D has dated a few trouts in his time. Oh, well, I'm sure there's a few trout pouts. As my mother once pointed out in a restaurant, the Wolsey, she said, "Oh, look over there. There's trout pout." Who was that? Take a guess. Take a guess. It's a quiz question, but it's not a part of the quiz. So, who did my mother say was trout pout across the room? Trout pout.
Are you going over there?
It was Leslie, but which Leslie was it? It wasn't Katie Price. No. It wasn't Katie Price. No. Which trout pout did my mother suggest was trout pout at the Wolsey? Angela Brown, you get the point. But not that it's a quiz. It was not part of the quiz, but I should have put it as part of one of my quizzes, shouldn't I? It was Leslie Ash, the old comedian woman. And my mum said, "Oh, look, there's trout pout." And I said, "Mother, you can't say things like that." But my mother did. There we go. My mother is normally extremely polite, but on that one occasion, I don't know what got into her, but she got rather carried away. So anyway, Jeremy, the owner of the restaurant at the time, was very polite anyway, and we love Jeremy King. He is a fabulous restaurateur, and the word is restaurateur. It's not restaurateur, which is what most people say, which is so stupid. Me and my friend Rex the Sex, we tend to get rather angry with people who don't know how to express the word. It is a restaurateur. If you run a restaurant, you are a restaurateur. That is the correct pronunciation of the name of someone who runs a restaurant. But yet, most stupid members of the public are so bloody thick that they say restaurant. Terrible. Absolutely shocking, these people. I don't know why they don't. What school did these people go to? The school of thick? The school of the village idiot? The school of the bimbo? For goodness sakes. Anne Robinson would have dealt with them very effectively, and I will too. So no, I don't like people who don't know how to use that word. That is a word. And today we've had a little lunch with some lovely people, who, including a school teacher, former school teacher from Lymington, Hampshire, and we spoke about the use of the English language. And it's so shocking how people cannot use language correctly. It really does piss me off. Don't say reaching out. Nobody needs to reach out. It's a terrible, terrible thing to say. You don't need to reach out. You can communicate with somebody, but you don't need to reach out to them. For God's sake, pull yourself together. Touching you. That's another one. The vomit comet is about to explode. I don't like those kind of words. Right. Yes, I agree, Paulie. Yes, so and so should be seen and not heard. Precisely. Born in a barn. I don't know. Born in a barn doesn't offend me, but there we go. Check in. No, check in with. No. I'm not that bothered by check in, but it's not that good either. No. You don't like Sweet Caroline as a song. No, I don't really like the song Sweet Caroline. Absolutely awful song. Anyway, I'm getting shouting in the background, which is not helping. Last night was enough of trouble. Touching base is annoying. Yes, touching base is one of the worst. Never touch base with anybody. I'm touching base with you. I'm sorry. No way. We do not accept touching base. Nigel Farage is a disgrace. I totally agree, and I'm going to come to him. I've got probably a page and a half on him. The little rat. He is a piece of scum. He is disgusting. He has no place in the world. He is disgusting. He makes me angry. You want Rupert Lowe for PM? I'm not sure if I want Rupert Lowe for PM. I love Christine Hamilton. Christine is a dear friend, and she likes Rupert. She doesn't like Nigel because they had a falling out. She used to like Nigel, but she doesn't anymore. Janet Evans. Oh my God. Oh, no. We don't need Janet Evans anywhere. Janet Evans needs to go in the bin. Janet Evans is the worst publican in history. Janet Evans is a scumbag, loser, creep, revolting, disgusting, scumbag, conservative politician who needs to be thrown in the well of detritus where she belongs. She is vile. She's disgusting. She treats her customers badly. She waters down the drinks. She is a con woman. She's a crook. Sue me, Janet Evans. I'd love you, Janet. Come on, Janet. Let's be having you, you old bag. You are a wicked, horrible, vicious, nasty, evil bitch. I don't like you, Janet Evans. You're a horrible, 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 horrible woman. No, come on. Let's be having you, Janet Evans. If you want to have a pop at me, I'll have one back at you. I'll put you up there with Surjit Singh Clare, the man who had a go at my father. I don't care. I'm not scared of any of you people. Nope. None of you will silence me. So, no, we don't like you, Janet. That's Janet dealt with. Okay, Janet can go on the Bibby Stockholm. Yes, of course. Do you think Nigel Farage will buy a pub? Probably not, no, but he could if he wanted to. He's got loads of money. All he does is grift. He's the biggest grifter on the planet. He is disgusting. I'll be coming to him shortly. I cannot stand him. Did I attend the School of Hard Knocks? No, I didn't attend the School of Hard Knocks. No. My article on the Steeple Times is hilarious. I don't know which article is hilarious. I'm not sure. My article about Nigel Farage or something else. The Bibby Stockholm, I don't know. I've written thousands of articles, so I don't know which article you're referring to. So please tell me. Who is Janet Evans? Janet Evans was a woman who was a Conservative councillor who ran a bar in South Kensington, and she was extremely rude to every single person that ever entered the door of her bar, and she was famous because she got caught for watering down the drinks, and she was a Conservative councillor, and Weights and Measures caught her out because she's a crook. She's an absolutely crooked, horrible woman, and she always made people pay for their drinks before they ordered them. She was completely nuts. She was absolutely vile. Her bar was disgusting, but she had an extra late night license because she was a Conservative councillor. So she got extra privileges because of who she was. This woman, Janet Evans, and she had a picture of herself outside, and it made her look like Janet Street Porter because it had goofy teeth. It was the most odd picture because it didn't actually look like her. I think she was American, and she was married to an English accountant. And God knows what became of poor old him. He was a bit of a nitwit. But Janet was the most filthy, horrible, disgusting woman you'd ever meet. She watered down the drinks. So if you had a Gordon's and tonic at 37.5%, it was probably 14% ABV because she'd put water in it. That's what this woman did. And she got caught. And still they didn't close her down because she was a conservative councillor. She should have been prosecuted. She's disgusting and she's horrible. Anyway, her bar has now been closed down, but it's got the very worst reviews on TripAdvisor of any bar in Britain. And the magazine The Fence wrote a fabulous article about how Janet's bar was quite frankly the worst place ever to visit. I don't know why we come back to Janet's bar today, but have I got my notes on Janet's bar? Somewhere I can give you a few examples if I can find them. It's probably on a piece of paper, which is probably a problem because I put all my pieces of paper in bags in my bag today because we had guests to lunch. So if it's not in my book, I'm afraid I won't be able to give you the information. I think, unfortunately today, my notes are on a piece of paper, so I can't, unfortunately, give you every bit of quotation. But please go on, what's it called? TripAdvisor. Go on TripAdvisor. Google TripAdvisor Janet's Bar, South Kensington, and you can read every review about how she talked to every single customer. 95% of the reviews are 100% negative. You can't give a 0 review, unfortunately, but she's got mostly 1 out of 5. That's how bad this woman was. And she watered down the drinks. And I knew about her watering down the drinks probably as long ago as 1997. And this conservative councillor for the ward Courtfield, and I believe she may still be a conservative councillor, she is a vile, horrible, wicked woman. She ought to be thrown in the mud because she treated her staff appallingly. She treated her customers appallingly. She didn't have any respect for anybody, but she watered down the drinks. That is shameful. And then she threw the customers out if they dared question anything. So if you said, oh, the cocktail tastes a bit weak, she'd say, get out of my bar. She was like Peggy Mitchell on crack. She's completely mad. She's a very unpleasant woman. And I only ever went there twice, I think. I didn't go back because I saw how bad it was, but I got to know about the way she ran her business and her crooked, husband, who's now dead, the accountant, and all the rest of it. And I found out an awful lot about her. Anyway, I've got shouting in the background, which is not helping. Please leave me alone. No more shouting. Thank you. Again, trying to interfere. It's just, this is what
about this Janet.
You don't have a right to ruin my show. Stop ruining my show. Be quiet. Sorry, I do apologize, viewers. This mad woman in the background is annoying me again. All she does is try and ruin my show every day. I'm very, very sorry. I do apologize. It's not correct. I will talk about whatever I wish to talk about. It is my program, and I don't need the input of some stupid woman in the background. So please shut your mouth. Thank you. Absolutely appalling. Yet again, another example of why I cannot put up with this any longer. It is too much. Sorry, I do apologize, viewers. This is too much from a nuisance who has absolutely no ability to realize that I'm talking about something that's of interest to my viewers. So I don't care about what she's interested in. What she's interested in is as much use as a chocolate teapot. Absolutely irrelevant. She has no relevance to my program. Absolutely not. So please tell her to bog off. Yes, precisely. Yeah, there we go. I don't have to apologize. I certainly need a break from her. Yes, I do. Precisely. I cannot take it anymore. There we are. She ruins your program. Yes, I totally agree. Repeatedly. Thank you, Jack Smith. You are completely bang on the nail. I have my program to do, and I don't need interruptions. Somebody asked me about Janet Evans, so I just answered a few questions. It is not for her to interrupt. Like last night, she interrupted and stopped me carrying on. She ruins the program. Yes, precisely. We're here for you. We don't care about her interruptions. Precisely. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. Yes. So, anyway, we'll move on to a topic because now we're 36 minutes in. I want to do my program. Some of you do like her, but, some of you we don't like hearing her. Yep. Well, I don't blame you because I don't like hearing her. She's ruining the program. Right. Right. Well, we'll begin with before we go to the serious issue, which is obviously Jeremy Bamber. We'll begin with Prince Petulant, as I call him. I can't stand him, Prince Harry. The centre ballet scandal, the temper tantrum prone, spoiled, overindulged drip. He is one of the worst people on the planet. Prince Harry should be thrown in the tower. He is scum. He's a drip. He's drivel. He's revolting. He's gross. He's a nuisance. And how dare he do what he did to this poor lady? Absolutely shameful. He really needs to be given the birch. He is a disgusting, revolting man. He's not a man. He's a mouse. He's pathetic. I can't stand this Prince Harry. Prince Harry and his horrible wife, awful, awful people. They are bringing shame on the royal family at a time when the royal family need to be left in peace because King Charles is not well. King Charles needs peace. And this little brat is trying to bring further attention to himself. He never puts a bloody sock in it, does he? He's a disgrace. He wanted a private life, says Ange B. Yep, I totally agree with you. Why didn't he go off and get on with his private life? He is a bore. He's a disgrace, says Bess. Yes, totally agree. It's nothing to do with James Hewitt. No, I've known James Hewitt for many, many years. James Hewitt has nothing to do with this story. So let's keep James Hewitt out of it. I don't want to talk about him. He's a nice gentleman, and I enjoyed his company when I was young. And I have to say, decent man. Right. Matt Grant says he loves the attention. He's South Park nailed it. Yes, precisely. Well said. You are totally 100% right. Don't disagree with you. Harry is delusional. Yes, totally agree. William will deal with him when he ascends to the throne. But I hope Prince William throws him in the tower and throws away the key. This idiot is a complete Burke. He is disgusting. He's disgraceful. He is despicable. He's revolting. He's repugnant. He is the worst of the worst. What he has done to his father at this time is totally morally wrong. He ought to be ashamed of himself. He should be disgraced. He is boring. He's a total twerp. Anyway, the temper tantrum prone prince, the spoiled overindulged drip, has been accused of harassment and bullying of Dr. Sophie Shanduka. She said he unleashed the Sussex PR machine on her on Sky News with Trevor Phillips. The only reason I'm here is because at some point on Tuesday, Prince Harry authorized, she said, the release of a damaging piece of news to the outside world without informing me or my company directors or my executive directors. And you can imagine what that attack has done for me, on me. She is a bit strange in the way she communicates, this woman. The 544 individuals in the Centre Barley organization and their family. This is an example of harassment and bullying at scale. Now, okay, her communication is not great, I will admit, but, you know, he's picked on her. He said a right old pop at her because, you know, dear old Meg's probably told him to. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex declined to offer any formal response. So Prince Harry quit as a patron of the charity on Tuesday, along with co-founder Prince Sizo of Lesotho. They claimed they were forced to step down in support of and solidarity with the Board of Trustees, who also resigned following their disagreements with the chairwoman. Relationship broke down beyond repair. Can this boy not learn to behave? What's wrong with this twit? He's bloody mental. He's bloody crazy. He's an absolute cuckoo. But we always knew that. He's a drip. He's a piece of drivel. Why is he continually seeking attention? You know, after this court case with the Mail and the News of the World, come on, pull yourself together. Get some dignity. You are meant to be a member of the royal family, but you're not a member of the royal family because you resigned from it because you're pathetic. But why don't you keep yourself under the radar and stop causing trouble, you little pest? You are a petulant pest, Prince Harry. You're a drip. You're a piece of drivel. You are just disgusting. Absolutely vile. You know, you war on the press, awful. You war on your own family, picking on your brother. Leave your brother alone. Your brother's a distinguished person. Leave your father alone. Leave Camilla alone. Leave the wonderful Kate alone. Leave everybody alone. Bog off, you petulant pest. You are the worst person. You are worse than Wallace Simpson. You and your dreadful drip of a wife. She's a drip as well. The drippy couple. You are the most shameful people, and you bring disgrace upon our nation. We don't want anything to do with you in our nation. We want you gone. Yes. Right. Okay, some questions on that subject, please. Right. Tears are falling for them both, says Trevor. How long has the marriage got to last? Well, I don't know, do I? Obviously. I don't think the marriage is going very well by the look of it.
Hanging on for money.
I don't need shouting in the background, so there we go. It's a shout.
Money.
Oh, really? I don't need you shouting in my program. Don't interrupt my program. Thank you. Sorry, I do apologize, viewers. Yet again, I don't want her interrupting tonight because of her behavior last night. Right. Yes, she's like Wallace Simpson. I totally agree. Right. Right. As long as the money lasts. Do I still reside in Broadstairs? No, I don't, sadly. I'll go and visit Broadstairs again one day, but not quite yet. Did I ever meet Greville Janner? No, I never met Greville Janner. But I thought we were going to talk about Prince Harry for the moment. But right. Rank Prince Harry, Meghan, Peggy Mitchell, Janet Evans, Macron, and Wallace Simpson. William Evans says. Well, the very worst of them is obviously Meghan. Prince Harry comes second. Wallace Simpson would come third. Peggy Mitchell, Janet Evans would come fourth, and Peggy Mitchell would come fifth. But I don't particularly hate Peggy Mitchell, whatever she was called. She wasn't called Peggy Mitchell. Her name was Barbara Windsor, but I don't hate her. She was just awful, just dreadful. What do I think about Klaus Schwab? Controversial, but hasn't done anything to me. So I'm not really that. I don't know that much about him. What do I think about Michael Barrymore? Well, I think you know what I think about Michael Barrymore. Otherwise, he wouldn't be asking the question, would you? So I don't think I need to answer that question on this occasion. Michael Barrymore is not someone. I'm going to come to. I'm going to come to Jeremy Bamber shortly because that is what I'm going to be talking about primarily this evening because we have new evidence and we have a new part to the Criminal Cases Review Commission part of the case. So I'm going to talk about that from this morning. So, that's what I want to talk about primarily tonight, as you do know, because that is my main topic for the evening. What do I think about Wallace? Who is Wallace Simpson? Wallace Simpson was involved with King Edward VIII and caused his abdication, William. There we are. So perhaps you might want to go on Google and you might find out a bit more about that. But I can't really be going into the details of King Edward VIII and Wallace Simpson and everything else. What's my thoughts on George Soros? I've never met the man, but I think he's been an amazing achiever in the world and he's done a lot. But I know a lot of you hate him, so I assume that's why you're asking a question. I think George Soros is a big achiever, and I don't have any hatred for George Soros, but I don't know him. I've never met him. I've never spent time with him, so I cannot personally comment on any personal interaction because I think that's what you're hinting at is, I've met a lot of people, I spent time with Bill Gates, obviously, because of my mother's relationship with the situation. My mother created one of the first online universities in the world. And as a result, my mother had interaction with him, and he was an absolute gentleman, and I enjoyed his company every time I met him. And I won't have a bad word said against him because of what he did to help my sister in a situation, and that was a very good thing. So I'm not going to attack Bill Gates, but I don't know Mr. Soros. I cannot comment on Mr. Soros because I don't know him. I've never met him. So, expecting me to give a comment on someone I don't know is a bit weird because, frankly, it's my opinion is as much use as a chocolate teapot. Let's be honest. I can't give an opinion on something I don't know anything about. So, respectfully, I say I cannot comment. I know you think that I'm trying to cover things up, and there we are. What did I think of Drew Barrymore? I don't know anything about Drew Barrymore. She's nothing to do with Michael Barrymore. I know a lot about Michael Barrymore, but I don't know Drew Barrymore. No, she's an actress. She's American, I believe. She's nothing to do with Michael Barrymore, so I don't know anything about her. There we go. Have I been given any Easter eggs? No. Don't know why that's a question, because it's not Easter yet. Did I ever meet Nick Leeson? No, never met Nick Leeson, but yep, I know a lot about the Barings Bank scandal, but no, I never met Nick Leeson. No. Did I think Jimmy Carter was the most likable president? Well, that's a strange question, but I never met Jimmy Carter myself, so I can't say if he was likable or not. Of the American presidents that I have encountered, I have met Clinton. I haven't met Trump. I never met Reagan. I'd love to have met Reagan. I think Reagan would probably have been very likable. I did meet George W. I quite liked him. I thought he was fun. So I know everybody hated him, but I liked George W. But there you go. I met Clinton and George W. So out of the two of them I've met only two American presidents, George W. and Clinton. I would say I preferred George W. So there we go. But I know that will make me dislikable to many people. But I don't care. I'm honest about what I feel. I'm just me, myself, and I. But I enjoyed the company. I didn't trust Clinton. And, I spent time at university when I met Monica Lewinsky. And I met Monica again through Heather Kersner, who was married to Sol Kersner at Masterpiece in London. And, I found Heather, Monica Lewinsky a decent girl. She was very polite. So I don't have a problem with Monica. And I think Clinton, and then we've got Hillary. I don't like Hillary, and that's what I call her. I will honestly call her that to anybody. The association with Epstein, with Bill Clinton, and Ghislaine, and I do believe that Ghislaine was probably having a bit of a with who, Bill Clinton. So I'm not a great fan of those people. So George W. I would have to be my favored answer. There we go. Have I met Fergie? Of course I've met Fergie. I've had dinner with Fergie on a number of occasions. She's awful. But she's just like a child. She's just a bit thick. A friend of mine once said of his school, everyone who comes to my school is like cream, thick and rich. That's exactly what Fergie is also. She's just a poor, stupid woman. She's not very bright. She's like the village idiot. She's just stupid. She's got no brain power. She adds nothing to the party. She's just stupid. But she doesn't mean to be bad, but she ends up being bad because all she cares about is wonga, 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 wonga. And that's what these greedy people do. That is the problem with these kind of people. And I've grown up around these kind of people, and I've seen how they become when money is involved. If they think there's a bit of money, they'll grab it. They are gravitational to the wonga, 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 wonga. They don't care about anything but that. And that is the problem. Yes, Fergie. Yep, the root of all evil. You're quite right, Ange. Yep, totally true. Eva says, I love your honesty. I'm just trying to express the truth about these kind of people. I've spent time with them, and you see how they behave and how they end up. And Fergie is one of the worst. Money didn't buy her any kind of happiness. It bought her a bit of toe sucking, didn't it? Let's be honest. The old toe sucker. Absolutely appalling. She has no class, and she has no style. She has no dignity. All she does is grift. It is disgusting. She is appalling. No, I'm not going to defend that woman anymore, because I used to say, oh dear, poor Fergie, bit like a child, she's a bit simple. But that was before Epstein. This was 10 years before I knew that she was involved with Epstein. But I then asked her, and I said, what did you take in? Did you ever repay the loans and other benefits you took from Jeffrey Epstein? And she said no comment. I said the word comment, Fergie, is superfluous. Your word comment is superfluous. And that is my problem with Fergie, because she won't admit whether she ever repaid the money she took from a paedophile. She took money from a paedophile, and she knew he was a paedophile because he was a convicted paedophile at the time he gave her the money. And her husband was staying with, and Peter Mandelson also. All of these creeps. Shame on them. I am not going to shut up. I never shut up. I am me, myself, and I'm a little bit. Who's worse, Cilla Black or Fergie? Well, obviously Fergie. Cilla Black's dead, so Cilla Black doesn't matter. Forget her. She's totally irrelevant. Same as Major Ron. Well, her father was a bit dodgy, yes, but I don't think he was as bad as his daughter. No. Right. Beatrice looks permanently startled. Maybe she is. Can't stand her either. Cilla Black claimed she loved Liverpool, but she was better than us, says Marie Page, who is from Liverpool, I assume. Yes, I know the people of Liverpool have no respect for Cilla Black, and her behaviour to Liverpool was very bad. So absolutely appalling. Fergie is brain dead, so that's a start, says Stevie D. Yes, totally agree with you. Right. Anyway, we'll move along to the next topic. Right. We've dealt with the petulant prince. I've got several more topics for this evening. We won't come to the main one quite yet. I think we'll do the energy bills. Oh no. I think we'll deal with Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage. So, what do you think of Nigel Farage, as in garage? Awful man. Awful, foolish Farage. So he turned up today in a JCB. So he's got himself now involved with Anthony Bamford. Now, I find it very interesting that he's got himself involved with Anthony Bamford. Anthony Bamford has resigned from the House of Lords. Anthony Bamford owes a tax bill of, I believe, £500 million to the British taxpayer. And Anthony Bamford decided he would take a leave of absence. So he's no longer a sitting member of the House of Lords, but he keeps his title. So he's still Lord Bamford, and his wife, Lady Bamford, good old Carol, Lady Doors to Airline, whatever you want to call her, Mrs. Dalesford. She's still swanning around with her title, yet he hasn't paid his £500 million tax bill. Now, guess who he decided to support today? He has defected from the Conservative Party with his JCB, and he loaned his JCB, this little digger. So Nigel Farage, as in garage, and it's not Farage, it's Farage, as in garage, rolled into his little press conference on a JCB, with his rich friends, Aaron Banks and Christian Candy, or Nick Candy. I can't remember which one's which. Those two ghastly brothers that make ugly houses in London, the worst kind of ugly buildings you could ever imagine. Anyway, Mr. Farage wants to get rid of the potholes in Britain. He wants to fix broken Britain, and he wants to do it with his JCB. He's going to mend the potholes. His first declaration at his little press conference was, "I'm going to mend the potholes." Seriously? How many politicians over the years have said they're going to fix the bloody potholes? Boring, stupid, yawn, absolutely irrelevant. What a load of rubbish. Bess says potholes have cost you £800 this year. I totally agree, Bess. Potholes are awful. Awful things. I don't disagree with you, but Nigel Farage is not going to fix the potholes. He has he has 4 MPs now because he's thrown out one. He's got 4 MPs in his party. There are 600 MPs in the House of Commons. He's got 4. He's not going to fix your pothole. Sorry. He is not going to fix the pothole. He's a total piece of turd who tells lies. He is not going to fix your pothole. This man cannot fix your pothole. It's not going to happen. I'm very sorry, Bess, but he is a pothole. Yes, I agree. Minty wants justice for Rupert Lowe. This Rupert Lowe, I don't know him. I don't think I'd probably agree with him on many issues because he's a little bit right-wing for me. I'm a bit of a socialist according to most people. But I don't think I would get along with Rupert Lowe. But I do think that Nigel Farage has treated Mr. Lowe very badly. He is totally ridiculous. There we go. Rod Stewart was outside his house fixing the potholes. Yes, Rod Stewart did fix a few potholes. Anyway, so today Mr. Farage said he had done the most ambitious launch of any local election campaign in history as he arrived on his JCB loaned to him by Lord Bamford. He said, Dr. David Bull, who's some stupid man off the telly box, you brought me some incredible props. You've been brilliant. He said, we've gone from 25,000 members in March 2024 to 220,000 members. Double the size of the Conservative Party, and we're catching up with Labour. We've got 400 branches in the UK. We're going to professionalize the party. We're going to We're doing vetting candidates. Really? Half your candidates are criminals. So there you go. You've had a few pretty pieces of bad news candidates. You know, one of your MPs has been to prison. So there you go. That's a class act, isn't it? Farage. He said he's got young staff, middle, late to 20s. They even worked on Christmas Day. You know, his now treasurer Nick Candy has raised astonishing sums of money. Nick Candy, the most classless property developer in London, awful person, awful, vile, horrible buildings that he's built. Disgusting. He's got the youngest entrepreneur in his 30s as chairman, Zia. I don't know what Zia's surname is, but whoever Zia is, he sounds like a bag of bilge. Zia. He said he wants to democratize the party. There's a new constitution. It's owned. He used to own 2/3 of the shares, but he did it deliberately. And now he's giving the shares to the members. So he controlled this party and made profit. And now he's suddenly decided now he's got loads of wonga that he doesn't need to own that anymore. So he's giving that over. Yes. Well done, Mr. Farage. We know what you're up to. You are a grifter, and it's terrible. And I know you don't like me, and I know we've had our little altercations in the past at La Brasserie, and the owner of La Brasserie threw you out of La Brasserie because you do not belong in any civilized place. Farage, as in garage. You're disgusting. Anyway, you said, I mean, and I like to keep my word. I'm going to go on TikTok. Okay, it's the meritocracy. I will fix it. I didn't need to come out of retirement, but I'm going to come out of retirement, and I will. I didn't need a career. I didn't need a job because I worked for GB News. Well, then why are you doing this, you pathetic little Burke? Aaron Banks, he said, he's going to be a candidate for Weston-super-Mare, and the Guardian's going to be very upset. I stand with the Guardian. Come on, Guardian, wreck his life. He's a creep. Absolutely horrible man. He says, I don't believe the Conservative Party should be forgiven for their betrayal. Well, I grew up in the Conservative Party. I know I'm no longer a part of the Conservative Party. I loved Margaret Thatcher. I was so involved in the Conservative Party as a child. My parents will tell you, my mother didn't agree because my mother's a socialist. My mother is a very left-wing person. But my father and I, we loved the Conservative Party. We do not love this disgusting fascist pig, Farage. He's disgusting. He's far right. He's horrible. He's vile. But we cannot love Kemi Badenoch's Conservative Party because Kemi Badenoch is not a Conservative. We want the old Conservative Party back that we loved. We need our Conservative Party back. We need a sensible centre-right Conservative Party, the party of Margaret Thatcher. That's all we want. We don't want far-right nonsense. And I am not prepared to tolerate this. He is going on about, energy bills are up £300. He's ranting and raving. Labour are a mob. They haven't got a clue. Rachel from Complaints is what he called her. No genuine growth in this UK country. It's no increase. The front bench look like they're attending a family funeral, and then going on about the English Channel. Well, I won't even go there. The benefits bill, the Gaza Independent, he calls it. He goes, after the general election, he wants to leave the European Court of Human Rights. No, this man, Farage, is trying to take our country away from us. I will not tolerate what this man is going to do to my country, because my country is my country also. I am a product of Margaret. Margaret, it was the most wonderful prime minister ever on this planet, because Winston Churchill was a war leader. He did a great job in the war. She managed to run a country in a peacetime era as a woman, the first woman, when everybody said, you can't be doing this.
Who we got now?
And no, in the background, shut up. I'm talking. No, Margaret was absolutely the best. Margaret changed the world. Margaret managed to broker peace between Soviet Russia and America. Margaret did more for the world than anyone else. This idiot, Farage, he thinks that he's funny and he's clever and he's witty. He's a wanker. He's a wazzock. He is completely wanton and wrong. He is not suitable to deal with the modern world. We don't want this creep, this cretin, this disgusting specimen wrecking our world. He is a reprehensible, rotten rogue. And I will not shut up about him, because he is ruining everyone's future. This man, he thinks that he can land on the coattails of Donald Trump.
Find somebody else.
The stupid woman in the background is ruining my program as usual. I'm very, very sorry. I do apologize. I want to talk to you, but I get shouting. I'm very, very sorry. I'm really, really, really sorry. And my program is yet again ruined. It's not correct. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. This is not fair. And I'm not going to have this ever again. It's so upsetting to me. I don't know what to say. I do apologize. Anyway, this situation is appalling, but I can't really. I've been distracted now because of the stupid screaming woman in the background. Absolutely appalling. Anyway, never mind. There we go. So I can't talk any more about that. I just can't believe I've lost my train of thought. My program is ruined yet again. I do apologize. I'm sorry. I've lost my train of thought. I was quite happily talking away, and then I get interrupted. This cannot go on like this. And don't worry, I will be not in this orbit for much longer because now my program's been ruined yet again. Anyway, well, I'll talk about a different topic in a moment. I'm very sorry. I can't. I've forgotten. There we go. No. Yeah. Does she have an opinion to share? No, I don't want her opinion. No, her opinion is not welcome. That is my answer to that question. No. Nobody who does that to my program is welcome. I'm very sorry. I've forgotten what I was even talking about because it's just been ruined yet again. I'm very sorry. I can't believe somebody wants to do this to me every night of the week. It's terrible. Have I met Jet from Gladiators? No. Changing the topic. No. Nigel Farage loves you. No, he doesn't. I've met Nigel Farage. No, he does not love me. There we go. Well, you might think it's all a bit shocking, but no, I don't have to have my program ruined by other people. Sorry, not prepared to have it done. Right. Anyway. No, I just cannot stand having people shouting in the background. So there we are. Right. Anyway. Right. Anyway. The answer is no to you, Minty. No. The answer is definitely no. Right. Bit of Pellegrino to go with the whiskey. You love how I read out even the craziest comments with all seriousness. Okay, so right. Well, anyway, I'm going to move on to another topic, and if anyone interrupts me, I will get very upset because this is a very serious topic. This is Jeremy Bamber, and I'm a very big supporter of the Jeremy Bamber campaign, and this is a serious matter. So I don't want any interruption of any kind from anybody. And if I get any interruption trying to make a joke out of it, I will not be having tolerance, put it that way. That's how I feel. So anyway, today, the 30th of March, the Mail on Sunday, Scott Jones and Glenn Owen of the Mail, who seem to regularly write positive articles about Jeremy Bamber, have written yet another positive article. And today they have involved an ex-Essex Police CID officer who has decided to tell the truth after 40 years. He has lied for 40 years, this man. He doesn't want to give his name, obviously, because he's scared there's going to be repercussions, but he's a whistleblower. So he's given his story. And I thought that this was very, very, very relevant, given the CCRC review of the case, the Criminal Cases Review Commission. Sorry, I shouldn't speak in acronyms when most people don't know what it means. But this man has decided to tell the truth in his view. I don't know who he is. I think I know who he is, because obviously I have connections, and he has decided to give the Mail on Sunday an interview, which he did this morning. And I think this is a fabulous thing for Jeremy Bamber. You know, I was 40% convinced Jeremy Bamber was innocent at the beginning when I first heard about Jeremy Bamber's case many years ago, because obviously I was a child when he was sent to prison. I was 5 years old, so I didn't know anything about his case, did I? But one of my friends lived with Sheila Caffel, the sister, and believes Jeremy committed the murder. And one of my friends went to school with Jeremy Bamber and believes Jeremy was innocent. So I've introduced the two of them, and they get on very well. They're actually good friends. They get on very well as friends, and they're very happily nice to one another. So I then happened to meet the real father of Jeremy Bamber. And Jeremy Bamber was, of course, the son of a man who worked at Buckingham Palace, who had an affair with another servant who worked at Buckingham Palace. And that's why they got rid of their child. They handed him over and just got rid of him because they didn't want him. And they happened to go to a restaurant in Knightsbridge that I sometimes go to. So I've met Jeremy Bamber's real father, who has no desire to have anything to do with his son, because he seems to be Mr. Proper and Anyway, I've come to my own conclusions over the years. I would say I'm now 99% convinced that Jeremy Bamber is innocent. And I say shame on the father for not supporting his son. Terrible thing he did. Anyway, Jeremy, I've never met. I've never spoken to. But I deal with his campaign team all the time. They are decent, lovely people, and they are dedicated to getting justice for Jeremy, as they say. At the beginning, I thought some of them were a bit nutty, because some of them, one of them made a song, and I thought it was a bit silly. But the rest of them, absolutely wonderful people. And they work so hard for this man. And today, yet again, it now is coming to public attention. The Daily Mail is starting to support Jeremy Bamber. It's absolutely amazing what's happening, because I don't understand why the Daily Mail is doing this, because they've got no reason to support this man, because there we go. And anyway, right, well, I will say, sorry, I don't know. Can you stop ruining my program? Oh, honestly, she's shouting in the background again.
I'm going to bed.
Good night.
Good night, sleep tight.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm very, very sorry. She's good. She did. She ruined the program last night, so now she has to ruin it again tonight. Well done, her. Thank you. Anyway, I'll carry on talking. I'm really not interested. I'm going to talk about my thing. I'm not interested in what she wants to do. She can bog off. There we go. Yes. So today, the 30th of March, Scott Jones and Glenn Owen of the Mail on Sunday have written a fascinating article. And it's about how they've done so much work on the police whistleblower, a retired Essex police CID officer who has broken ranks after reading Joey Bamber's submissions to the Criminal Cases Review Commission, which is deciding whether to refer the case to the Court of Appeal. Obviously, what happened was on the 7th of August, 1985, June Neville and Sheila Cafell and the twin sons, Nicholas and Daniel, were shot dead in the White House farm, Tolhunt, Darcy. She was a paranoid schizophrenic, religion, paranoia, all sorts of things. Jeremy is serving a whole life tariff. 10-2 majority verdict was what was given in his case. Heidi Blake wrote an amazing article for the New Yorker in July 2024, which I urge you all to read. I'm sorry I haven't put it in the link because I didn't get a chance to because of the situation here, as you can see. Right. Well, I have not encouraged anyone to distract my broadcast. No. Not at all. I don't think you realize the situation. But I cannot have my program ruined by anybody. So there we are. Yes, I do realize there are lots of trolls in this audience. I'll probably have to deal with the situation first, but my program has been ruined every day now for weeks. So I can't do any more of this. It's over in that sense. No. I need a break. Yes, I do. Well, there we go. I can't carry on like this. Precisely. My mental health is ruined by it. Totally. But don't worry, I'm going back to England, so don't worry, it's fine. Have I ever met Elton John? No, I've never met Elton John. Never met him. No, never met him. Right. She's quite capable of getting up the stairs. I'm not. I cannot do any more of this. It's too much. It's destroying my program. There we go. Roger Daltrey. I don't know much about Roger Daltrey. She wants to go to sleep. So anyway, she goes to sleep when she gets upstairs, and then she'll just want more wine. That's all she ever wants is wine. The screaming will stop for the wine. That's all that ever happens. Though she's quite capable of getting there. She knows what she's doing, and I don't need to be. I do apologize. This is just yet another example of her ruining my program. Last night it was very civilized without her being present, and that's how I'd like it to be. But I don't. I'm not capable of it. All she wants is booze. Her daughter should step up, precisely. She has a daughter. Her name is Melissa, and it's Mother's Day today, and her daughter should have stepped up and turned up and come and dealt with her, shouldn't she? I don't need to be the one responsible. It's not my problem. I've had enough of her. Absolutely enough. I cooked a lovely lunch, and, I don't need this. So, I don't need to be bullied. So I'm not going to have anyone criticize me. She's got herself up the stairs. She can get there, but all she'll want now is wine. And the shouting will now start for the wine, because that's all she cares for. So there we go. It's not very pleasant. I'll run her up some wine and then I'll be back. Okay. And then we'll carry on with Jeremy Bamber. I've got my program. Right. Anyway, hello. Sorry. Right. She's gone to bed now, so life is easier. I do apologize. This is what it is like dealing with mental health. It's not very pleasant. And when someone is not well, it's very hard work. How do you deal with such a situation? She's gone to bed. Best place for her, but I can't keep dealing with this. It's not my responsibility. Her stupid daughter, Melissa, should come and deal with her. Where are you, Melissa? Turn up, Melissa. It's your responsibility. She'll inherit everything. She'll get all the properties. Something to do with me. Absolutely appalling that someone treats their mother in this way. Mother's Day today, and this girl can't even send her a message. What a coward. What a horrible woman. Look, she is mad. She drives me completely crazy. It's hard work. We've had a lovely lunch with our friends. And then, the wine kicks in and it gets worse. But where is the daughter? Come on. You are responsible for your mother. Nobody else is responsible for your mother. I'm responsible for my mother, my own mother, my sister, my father, whoever. But not this one. Come on, Melissa. Man up, grow up, and show up. It's absolutely time that Melissa showed up and took her mother and looked after her. I should do a Janice and water her wine down. I've tried that. She knows. Yeah. The daughter turns up when she wants money. Yes, that is true. That is all she ever does. Awful person. Is she apologetic in the morning? Always, yes. It's not easy. But I'm not a carer, and I don't want to be a carer. It just cannot go on. No. But if I leave, there's nobody. That's it. Water the wine doesn't work. Doesn't work. No. Anyway, there we are. So, right, going back to the situation. Where were we up to on the old? I'm not in any will. No, I'm not in any will, and I don't need to be in any will. No, I don't need to be in any will. No, thank you. Don't want to be linked to any will. Right. Where were we up to? I need a break. Yes, I do. Hello, Victoria. Yes, you know her. You know how mad she is and how awful she is at times and how nice she can be at other times. But I'm exhausted today. Absolutely awful. We tried to make a nice lunch today and it just got worse. Have a Kit Kat. I don't have a Kit Kat, but if I had a Toblerone, I'd have one, but I haven't got one. I think I ate the last one last night. Anyway, never mind. It doesn't matter. Cheers to you all. Right. So, anyway, the jury misled the Essex police, changed the evidence by moving Neville Bamber's body before crime scene photographs were taken, disturbed the scene, removed and replaced items before photos were taken. These photos were shown to the jury. There we go. The whistleblower references Essex police taking video footage of the murder scene, which they withheld from the jury and Jerry Bamber's defense team and later destroyed. He worked for the force for 20 years and left with an exemplary record. He claims he was shown the footage by a very senior officer on the condition that it never became known public. He was backed up by 2 Essex police documents which appear to confirm that footage of the crime scene did exist. One apparently written in February 1991 titled Bamber Inquiry Exhibits Location of lists 10 pieces of evidence from the case that went missing during the trial. 4 reference members for video cassettes of the scene. Essex police denies any video footage existed and they stand by their investigation. Meanwhile, the former CID officer, who has decided to remain anonymous for fear of reprisals, told the Mail on Sunday, "You can restage a crime scene to make anybody look like the guilty party." In the White House farm case, the crime scene constitutes the vast majority of the case against Jeremy Bamber. If the crime scene has no integrity, then neither does the investigation, and it follows that neither does the case against Mr. Bamber. He is basically being convicted on a fabricated crime scene and a series of lies. There we go. Jeremy was outside with the police. It was movement. Yes, Victoria. Victoria is a dear friend of mine. And Victoria, we've changed our minds on the story. Well, I have. I went from 40% believing him, but this is yet more proof. It is time for Jeremy Bamber to be freed. Jeremy Bamber is not guilty, in my view, of killing his family. Sheila Caffell was the killer, and they staged the crime scene to send him to prison. And that horrible family, those horrible Boutflower people, well, I hope they're coming for you, because you're a bunch of crooks. There we go. Jeremy Bamber deserves to be free. It is time for Jeremy Bamber to be free. I'm going to keep saying that again and again. It is a miscarriage of justice of the hugest scale in Britain. We don't care about Lucy Letby. She's disgusting. She's a piece of filth. But no, I don't like Lucy Letby. Lock her up. Keep her locked up as long as you can. She's like Rosemary West, killing children. Disgusting. Jeremy Bamber is an innocent man, and he should be free. There we go. Essex police, and Victoria has been through a terrible miscarriage of justice herself. So Victoria is a friend of mine. She's a champion jockey. She's a wonderful lady. She's a racehorse trainer. Fabulous lady. And we love our Victoria. So we love you, Victoria. Yep. I've got people here who've been through miscarriages of justice talking to me right now. Victoria is a wonderful lady. Right. Pipfield says I'm right. Okay. Right. Anyway, so let's do a quiz. I think it's time to up the tone and make a bit more fun. I think we've done enough for that. So, right, okay. Right. If we're going to do a quiz, okay. Let me pour myself another drink. And then we'll bit of famous grouse. Never does any harm. Does a bit of old famous grouse. Right. I don't have much water. Oh well. It's going to be a strong famous grouse. Right. Okay. So, right. Who is going to help with the quiz? Stevie D. Stevie D, you're going to be the note taker, are you? Because I'm not very good at taking notes. I've got some mini cheddars. There we go. No, down here, they don't have much in the way of decent whiskey. So when I go in that supermarket, I always find the famous grouse. It doesn't kill me, makes me stronger. Cheers to that. Okay, so are we ready for quiz question number 1? Are we ready? Are we ready? Let's see. Are we ready? Yes, says Lois. Oh, Lois likes a quiz. You did very well, Lois. Right, and Bess. Right. Okay. Which American president is associated with Monica Lewinsky? Which American president? Lady Min's cat can have the point. Lady Min's cat wins the point. Lady Min's cat, can we note that down? Of course. It is Bill Clinton. But you got there first. We can accept Clinton because there wasn't a second Clinton, was there? And as much as she'd have liked to be in the second Clinton, she didn't quite make it. So there's only one Clinton that's been a president. There we go. Which actress once said, "When I first came to America, I made a lot of mistakes, like going to the hair salon and asking for a blowjob instead of a blow dry." It wasn't Elizabeth Taylor, it wasn't Hillary, it wasn't Marilyn Monroe, it wasn't Meghan Markle, it wasn't Audrey Hepburn, it wasn't Zsa Gabor, it wasn't Sophia Loren, it wasn't Lady Min, it wasn't Eva Longoria, it wasn't Munchie Munch, whatever. It wasn't Goldie Hawn, it wasn't Joan Collins, it wasn't Jane LOL. Oh. It wasn't Jordan, Natalie Portman. Right, okay, so you've all failed on this one. It wasn't Barbara Streisand. It wasn't Kate Blanchett. It wasn't Maggie Smith. It wasn't a French actress. It wasn't Betty Davis. It wasn't Judi Dench. No. No, I don't think any of you are going to get this. So it wasn't Emma Thompson. It wasn't Marlene Dietrich. It wasn't Fergie. It wasn't Drew Barrymore. It wasn't Meenash Patel. It wasn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was Penelope Cruz. So nobody gets that point. So we discount the point on that particular question. So we're now down to 19. We're down to 19. A battle of 19. In Cockney slang, if you were playing a Joanna, what would you be doing? What would you be doing if you played a Joanna? Joyce Grove wins the point, playing a piano. Joyce Grove, well done. Of course, it's pronounced piana. Yes. How many times was Peter Sellers married? Peter Sellers, the actor. How many times was he married? It wasn't 3. Lauren gets it. Just Lauren. Lauren gets it with 4. Of course, he was married 4 times, once to one of my friends' mothers. He was married to Anne Harve, Britt Eklund, Miranda Quarry, which was my friend's mother, and Lynn Fredericks. There you go. Right. The mad woman is shouting again in the background. I do apologize for interruption. She likes using the word toilet, which is a very common word. Common people use the word toilet. Doesn't even listen. Anyway, never mind. Right. In which city did the teacher turned legendary host of Bullseye, Jim Bowen, die in 2018? Which city did Jim Bowen, Mr. Bullseye, die? It wasn't Manchester, it wasn't Blackburn, it wasn't Hull, it wasn't Paris, it wasn't Newcastle, it wasn't Blackpool, it wasn't Birmingham, it wasn't Sheffield, it wasn't Leeds, it wasn't Jaywick. Jaywick, I don't believe, is a city. It wasn't Lancashire because that's a county, but you're getting closer. It wasn't Leeds. Bess gets the point. Give Bess the point. It is, of course, Lancaster, the Royal Infirmary in Lancaster. I knew Mr. Bowen quite well. He was a lovely man. Absolutely great. He was a primary school teacher. He was a head teacher before he became head of Bullseye. Okay. Who is the head honcho of X, formerly Twitter, as of 2025? You'd like some Jim Bowen stories later. Joyce gets the point with Elon Musk. Well done to Joyce. Joyce, give Joyce the point. Well done to Joyce. What did the middle initial S in President Harry S. Truman's name stand for? What did the middle S stand for? Lois gets the point with nothing. The S meant nothing. It was just S. So, well done, Lois. Well done. You were very fast finger forward. Well done to Lois. In which year did the actress Tina O'Brien first appear as Sarah Platt in Coronation Street? She was also in a thing called Waterloo Road. Not that that's of any significance. But what year? Oh, it was not 1988. It wasn't 1996. Woodsocks 1311 gets it with 1999. Woodsocks. So let's give Woodsocks the point. Well done to Woodsocks. Okay. In the 2001 novel, The Rotters Club, how many words did Jonathan Coe include in a single sentence? How many words? It's absolutely insane. It wasn't 7. In a single sentence, it's a lot. It's not 1,000, it's not 50, it's not. Right, okay. Lady Min's cat, you can have the point. It's 13,995. It's absolutely insane, isn't it? 13,995 words. Okay. Well, this is a bit of a harder question for some of you. Which Bob did Queen Elizabeth II allegedly name a spaniel? I do apologize for the flushing lavatory noise from the lunatic upstairs. Yes, it is like Bob the Builder. Right, okay, we'll pause for a moment until she goes back to bed. You can't hear it. Okay. Well, if you can't hear it, which Bob did Queen Elizabeth II allegedly name a spaniel after? Which Bob? It wasn't Bob Monkhouse. It wasn't Bob Holmes. It wasn't Bob Hope. It wasn't Bob the Builder. It wasn't Bob Hoskins. It wasn't Bob my uncle. It wasn't Bob Geldof. Bobby Kennedy. No. Bob Charlton. No. It wasn't Bob a Job. But it wasn't Bobby Moore. No. It wasn't Bobby Davro. It wasn't Bob Four Apples, whoever he was. It wasn't Bobby Kelly, Bob the musician, Bob Up and Down, Bob Blake. Nope. Right, so nobody gets the point. 0 points awarded. It was Bob Maxwell, Robert Maxwell. So she named a dog after Robert Maxwell. Not a very nice thing to do. Quite surprising. In which year did the Labour Party activist and husband of TV presenter Kate Garraway, Derek Draper, die after a long battle with COVID? And he was a friend of mine, so there we go. Which year did he die? Kathy Dando gets the point. It is 2024, so please give the point to Kathy Dando. He was an interesting character. There we go. Okay. What award was given to the then Tory MP Maureen Hicks by Andrew Rawnsley? What award was given to the then Tory MP Maureen Hicks by Andrew Rawnsley? What was her title? What was she given? It wasn't the Rear of the Year, no. It wasn't the most corrupt, but you're close. It wasn't the Blue Beta badge. It wasn't Knobhead. Right. It wasn't a peerage. It wasn't the best rip-off merchant, but you're getting close. Never mind. Okay, so none of you get the point. You're close with Scoundrel. No, she was awarded the Backbench Creep of the Year. So you didn't get it, but she was the Backbench Creep of the Year by Andrew Rawnsley. There we go. I'm sure Maureen was a lovely lady, but not. Okay. What are the Christian names? And I need both. I need both of these for you to get the answer. What are the Christian names of the property developer brothers behind One Hyde Park? whose surnames are Candy. I need both. I need both brothers' names. So the first to give me both brothers' names. I don't want one. It's not John Candy. It's not Jesus and Satan. It's not Robert and William. It's not Jesus and Judas. It's not Chris and John. Corrupt and dodgy. Well, that's a curious thing to say. It's not Jacket and Hyde. It's not Bob and Barry. What are their names? One, you've got one, but no, I have to have both. It's not Mark and Paul, Robert and David. It's not Bad and Worse. The Chuckle Brothers. It's not William and Bob. Nicholas and Christopher. No, that's not the correct. It's not Harry and Paul. Nope. Nope. It's not Charles and Terry or John and Adam. Hinge and Sackett. It's not John and Stanley. Oh, so you don't know the name. Right. Well, Lady Min's Cat can have it with Nick and Christian. Nick and Christian Candy. Yes. So there you go. I thought that would be an easy question. I try and give you some easy questions, and you don't even get them. You can't deal with my easy questions. You're not going to like my next question because that's even harder. How did the businessman Johnny Ellishoff, once married to Trinny Woodall, meet his death in 2014? Where did he fall off? What did he fall off? It wasn't a yacht. It wasn't a bridge. It wasn't the stairs. Good Lord. It wasn't a bridge. It wasn't a building. Well, it was a building, but that's not the correct answer. No. Lady Min's Cat, you get the point again. Lady Min's Cat, you can have the point. It's a car park roof. It was a building, but I'm sorry, car park roof is more accurate. Right. Which charitable foundation was Prince Harry associated with until March 2025? Lois Petzold gets the point. Senator Barley. Lois Petzold, you can have the point. Give the point to there. Right. Which DHL co-founder was involved in a plane crash in 1993 and also a plane crash in 1995 and whose body was never recovered? What was his name? He had facial reconstruction in 1993. He was never found in 1995. What is his name? What is the name of the DHL co-founder? It wasn't Glenn Miller. It wasn't Lord Lucan. It wasn't John Denver. It wasn't Tom Wilson. Couldn't recognize him. Well, it doesn't definitely get it. Right. It wasn't JFK Jr. It wasn't Santabale. Lady Min's Cat gets it with Larry Hillblom. Yes. Well, Lady Min's Cat, you are very good at Google. You're clearly very good at Google. I think you're very, very, very good at Google. Okay. What is the name of the company that bought Formula One from Bernie Ecclestone in 2017, run by the crooked John Dick LaHogue Maxwell associate? What is the name of the company that bought Formula One from Bernie Ecclestone? It wasn't Janet Evans. It wasn't Dick Enterprises. It wasn't Eccles Cakes. It wasn't Red Bull. It wasn't Weatherspoons. It wasn't Dickens. So the only way is crazy media gets the point. It is Liberty Media. Liberty Media bought Formula One from Bernie Ecclestone. Okay. What was the Wazak online influencer estate agent Ari Reid mercilessly mocked for in 2022 after her appearance in the Times newspaper for telling her followers how to fill up a bathtub? Hmm. Stupidity, yes. Lois wins with stupidity. I'll have that. She left her viewers baffled, telling people how to fill up a bathtub. She's completely cuckoo. Okay, what are the Rake and the Fence magazines? What are they? What are they? Nope. No, they're online magazines. So nobody gets the point for that. It's online, a magazine. Okay, what is the profession of Eve Johnson Horton? What is the profession of Eve Johnson Horton? She's not a barrister, she's not a writer, she's not an author, she's not a jockey. She's not a horticulturist. Lady Min's cat, well done. She's a racehorse trainer, so you get the point. So who is the winner? Let's have the winner. The winner. We need the winner. Anyway, there we go. Another one gone. She's not Jimmy Savile, that's for sure. Right. Okay. Who is the winner? May we have our winner, please? Lady Min's cat wins on 6. Well done to Lady Min's cat. Thank you, Lady Min's cat. So, if you have any more questions for me, I'll have a few more questions before I go. If you want to ask me a few questions, we'll have a few more. If you don't want me to have any more questions, I'll go now. But tell us about Jim Bowen. Jim Bowen was a lovely gentleman, an absolutely great neighbor, lovely gentleman. Just, he was a school teacher. He was the headmaster of a school in a village near where I lived. That's how I first encountered him. And my father was involved in a property development in where he ended up living. So that's how we ended up having him involved in our lives. So that's how we got to know Jim Bowen, a bit of bully. I liked a bit of bully. He was fabulous, absolutely delightful, decent man, never did any harm, wonderful. Love a bit of bully. No, I liked the bullseye, absolutely great. And when I had to spend my years in the stunt house with all these security guards, I got them all to play bullseye. We'd watch the program and we'd do the questions and we'd throw the darts at the same time. So I got them involved in it. So, yeah, I'm a bit of an enthusiast for Bullseye. So there we are. It's just my little thing. I'm a bit of a weirdo, as you probably have gathered. I just do my own thing. So never mind. It doesn't matter. There we are. 180. Yes, I like the way you said that. I like that. Eva. Thank you, Eva. Crystal Decanter. Yes. A racing boat. No, you often won a mini metro, or you could win a speedboat. Yeah. If TMTB wants to know what is the stunt house, well, I don't think anyone wants to know about that. So we'll save that for another time, mate. Okay, thank you. Is this over yet? What do you mean, is this over yet? You want me to go? You'd like me to shut up? Where did I stay in San Francisco? I lived in Pacific Heights, 2100 Jackson Street. That was where I used to generally live in San Francisco. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too shabby an address, I wouldn't say myself. There we are. Right. This is painful. Well, what's painful? If you don't like it, you can bog off. So, bog off. Okay? If you don't like me, bog off. Sorry, not interested in people whinging. Seriously, if you don't like me, bog off. Go away. Precisely. Yes. Don't like whingers. Don't like whiners. Don't like idiots. The village idiot. No, we love Victoria. Victoria is fabulous. We love our Victoria and we love our cult television because they're my friends in real life. Some of you I'd love to meet. Lauren, you sound like an adorable person. Stevie D, you're a great person. You're fabulous. Keely, yes. Who would I take on a romantic date? I don't know. I don't want to go on a romantic date. If I'm honest, I don't feel the need. I'm quite happy by myself. I prefer my own company. Sorry. Have you ever watched the Kentucky Derby? Of course I've watched the Kentucky Derby. Wonderful thing. Great. Absolutely fabulous. Wonderful. Best says you're not a romantic. Well, I'm not in love with anybody. No, I'm quite happy by myself. Victoria says me. Oh well. Well, I love my Victoria, but she's my friend. Silly Victoria is being silly, so she's being a bit silly. Silly Victoria. But I love my Victoria. She's one of the best. She's one of the best in the West. Would I host a quiz for your stag do, says Daniel. You'd like me to host a quiz for your stag do? That's a bit of a weird thing. But if you want me to, well, I don't know how we'll do it, but if you'd like me to, I will. Why not? Okay, Daniel, I will agree to host a quiz for your stag do. I don't know how we do it, but there we are. Right. Okay. Would I go on Strictly? No, I don't want to go on that. No, thank you. Right. I don't know. All these other, it's coming in too fast. Who won the quiz? Do we have a tip for the national? Yes, Victoria will give you a tip. Come on, Victoria. Victoria is the one who can give you a tip. I don't know because I don't have access to any horse racing information because I don't have access to my betting account. It's very unfortunate. I'm very pissed off. Right. Right. Do I wear a fancy hat when I watch the Kentucky Derby? No, I don't. No, can't say I do. Have I ever tried dating someone who was originally a friend? Can't say I have. Bit random. Strange question. Have I ever done drag? No. Do I look like I want to dress up as Martha? No, I certainly don't. I do not do drag. That is very weird. Thank you for your weird question. That's seriously fucking weird. Would I host a ghost tour? Well, we've talked about ghosts before, so yes, I could possibly do things about ghosts. Have I ever been married? No. What is my favorite London restaurant? I don't have favorites in anything, so no, I don't have a favorite. No, can't answer that question. You'd pay to go on a ghost tour hosted by me? Okay. Well, I could take you to a few locations, that's for sure. I do know a little bit about ghosts, so yeah, if you want to pay, how much are you going to pay? All right. How much? Let's tell me how much. Are we going to pay me £100? £200? How much? Let's see. Right, let's see what we're going to do if we're going to do this ghost tour. Right, you'd all love a ghost tour. Well, how much are you going to pay each to come on the ghost tour then? It won't be very useful because I can assure you a ghost tour is not very successful. Right, you want to pay £100 each. 100 is the highest offer, so no, I stick with the highest offer. Well, anyway, I don't think a ghost tour is a very good idea for you lot, but you'd go on the ghost tour. No. You're all offering different amounts, but anyway, I'm telling you, the minimum is 100. You can start at Janet's Bar. Well, you can't start at Janet's Bar because Janet's Bar has closed down. So the ghost of Janet is... can't really start in her ghostly bar. We could start at PJ's and have a nice time there. There's a nice bar, which is around the corner, but then I could take you to Jealous Bar, but anyway, never mind. You want a petition to reopen a Jealous Bar? Well, you're completely nuts, Beck. But anyway, never mind. Right. I don't need all of these suggestions. They're all bonkers. Anyway, never mind. What did we finish with the last stage? Right. Anyway. What do you think of Prince Harry? Oh, no, we're back onto him. Have I ever been to Connecticut? No, I haven't. No. I'd like to visit Connecticut. Yes, I'm sure it would be nice. Prince Harry seems a little dim. Yes. Right. Right. There we go. Anyway, life is a variety of strange things. So I will be moving back to England very shortly. What's your go-to meal deal? I don't know. I don't have a meal deal. I don't know what. No. Have I ever been in the company of a dangerous animal? Not that I'm aware of. I've had lots of animals, but they're not dangerous. So there we go. I don't need people telling me how I should speak to anybody. There we go. I never did a meet and greet tour with Sean Atwood, no. I'm perfectly polite with Sean Atwood. He's a nice man and he is civilized and polite to me, so that is that. Yep. Trevor thinks my rants are entertaining. Okay. What's my opinion on Philip Schofield? Why doesn't he run off and shove it up his whatever? Awful man. Can't stand him. Don't like Philip Schofield. No. Have I ever met Julian Fellows? Of course I've met Julian. Julian is a lovely gentleman and an absolutely kind-hearted, decent man. And I like his wife too. And I like his son. Very nice people. Lovely family. Absolutely lovely. Nice people. So there we go. Have I met Julian Clary? No, never met him. Don't know him, so I can't speak about him. What do I dislike about Philip Schofield? Well, he was rude to my mother. Shame on him. How dare he insult my mother? So I don't like him. He's a piece of rubbish. Awful. Right. Do I like Lionel? I don't know who's Lionel. No idea. Don't know Lionel. Can't answer your question about Lionel. Lionel Richie says one of you. Never met him. Don't know him. Did I ever meet Princess Margaret? Nope, never met Princess Margaret. I never met Lionel Blair. Right. Okay. I don't know Liza Goddard, Nigel Farage, and Anthea Turner. Well, I don't know Anthea Turner. I'd rather not know Anthea Turner. Michael Parkinson, I don't know. Never met him. Yeah. Lots of different bizarre people you keep bringing up. Which public figure do you think has been the most unjustly overlooked or overhyped by the media? Overlooked or overhyped? Well, that's two different questions for a start. So you're not making exactly the question easy to think about. The most overlooked, I don't know. Utterly no idea. Overhyped. Probably Holly Willoughby. She's pretty overhyped, isn't she? She's ghastly. But overlooked. I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't answer you. I can't answer that question. Sorry, can't answer that one. Lisa Goddard was married to question mark. I've utterly no idea who Lisa Goddard even fucking well is. Roger Moore was great. Okay, well, that's very nice of you to say. Do I play chess? No. Right. Alvin Stardust. You keep. Stuart Lubbock anniversary is tomorrow. Can you see Michael Barrymore ever being brought to justice? Well, I'm very sorry to say it, but no. But I will continue to campaign against Michael Barrymore. Michael Barrymore is a piece of scum. He's a piece of detritus. He's a piece of filth. He's revolting. He is sick. He is evil. He is disgusting. He rolled around on the floor with Baroness Marie Claire von Alvensleben, or whatever her name was. Absolutely appalling. Don't bring up this matter today unless you want to support us. We want justice for Stuart Lubbock. And we want justice for Stuart Lubbock today. Yeah, that bishop. Yeah, that revolting bishop. And yep, no, okay. Harriet says, stop goading me. Okay, Harriet, thank you for your support. But if it is the anniversary, let's speak. Let's actually talk about it. So today is the day when we should remember Stuart Lubbock. We don't need to remember Michael Barrymore. Michael Barrymore is a piece of turd. He's a piece of junk who tells a load of lies. He ran away from the scene of a crime, and he won't tell the truth. So it's time eventually, when he meets the gates of hell, which is where he's going to go to, because this man is evil. I warn you, Michael Barrymore is one of the most evil men on the planet. He will burn in hell. And I want him to burn in hell for what he did to that poor family. There are two children who grew up with no father. There is a father who died without justice for his son. There are all sorts of people who have suffered as a result of this story. Barrymore Man up, grow up, and show up, you piece of cretin. You are a creep, Barrymore. You're the worst. We want to remember the family of Stuart Lubbock today. If this is the anniversary, yes, we want to keep his memory alive. We don't care about Barrymore. Barrymore is a scumbag who ran away from the scene of a crime. Why did you do that, Barrymore? 9 people went to a party and 8 of them lived. And you did the thing. You ran away. You rat. You're a rat. You're disgusting. And now you make your little videos on TikTok. Boring little twerp. You're disgusting. You make me want to vomit. Absolutely appalling. We don't like you, Barrymore. We know that you are a wrong 'un. And anyway, that's all I want to say about him, because there's no point. He's a psychopath, as Lauren rightly says. He's a psychopath. He's awful. Absolutely appalling behavior. Your conscience, Barrymore, must be rotten. You're awful. Anyway, he doesn't feel guilt, says Lauren. Says others. Anyway. It doesn't matter what they all have to say. Some of the quotes are better than others. But you, Barrymore. Oh, I'm not scared of you, Barrymore. Stand up to me, Barrymore. Come on, Barrymore. I've rung your mate, Keith Bishop. Why doesn't he call me back? Because he's a cowardly custard like you. He's just as pathetic as you. You are a pathetic little scumbag. You are a grotty, disgusting stain on humanity, Barrymore. The Lubbock family, 2 children lost their father. And you have no respect for those 2 children. Shame on you, you filthy piece of scum, detritus, rubbish, junk. You're horrible. You're the worst. Barrymore, I don't like you. I really don't like you. And I'm not going to shut up about you. Be warned. I'm coming after you, and I'm not going to stop coming after you. So, Barrymore, put a sock in it, mate. Let's be having you. Right. Okay. How was our roast lamb today? Absolutely fabulous. Much better than what we didn't have Michael Barrymore to lunch, so we were very happy. If we'd had him to lunch, it would have been bloody awful, wouldn't it? No thanks. Who'd want Michael Barrymore to lunch? Oh my god. That'd be like having lunch with the devil. Oh my god. He'd like to have the vomit comet. Absolutely awful. Would I consider doing an episode that talks about the newspaper, how you choose to work on cases and what you investigate? Okay, yes, I could do that. Yes, with pleasure, Lauren. Yes, with pleasure. Absolutely. Happy to do that. My prawn cocktails. Well, there we go. People like my prawn cocktails, so I just have one missing ingredient today, which was brandy, because my dear friend told me I should have put brandy in it, and then I did fuck up a bit because I didn't put brandy in. So I did fail. I do apologize to my audience because I didn't put brandy in, and brandy would have improved it, allegedly. I would have put whiskey, but my guests did not like whiskey because they don't like whiskey, so that wouldn't have worked. But I didn't have brandy, and because the road was closed because of the marathon, I couldn't get brandy. So I failed my guests. I was a bit of a failure today, and I will admit to being a terrible failure for not having brandy. There we go. So my prawn cocktail was ruined in that sense. But there we go. But my friend who owns the Foxtrot Oscar restaurant said brandy is an essential. So, and he ran a very great restaurant. So, I should have listened to him. Anyway, never mind. It doesn't matter. It's time to go to bed soon. So, right. You'd like me on a program with Lady Colin Campbell? I have met Lady Colin Campbell, but I don't know her very well. I only met her once. Right. Have I ever been pressurized? Well, probably. Right. Hope you've had a nice Mother's Day. Anyway, no, I'll go to bed soon. I think it's probably a good idea. I think it's time to say good night and thank you very much. Thank you very much for your kind company. And sleep well and nighty night and sleep tight. I think that's probably a good idea right now because frankly I don't know what else we're going to talk about, so there's not much more to go around in the world with. So take care, sleep well, nighty night, sleep tight. Take care, bye bye.